You can't invade Russia with a pickup truck. Michael McLean, badass letter.com, nobullbook.com, coming to you on a early 15,000 step, 71-minute power walk down to the point around the lake and back with my good buddy Clifford, who is not in the video right now, but he is somewhere. So just the two of us this morning on our power walk down to the lake and back. Wanted to shoot this quick video, a topic I love to talk about, which is personal investment. Everybody talks about the investments in the markets and money, and I've always focused on the one thing that I can control, so I can control the controllables, and that's personal investment. I have always invested 10% of whatever my income was back into self-improvement, making myself better, smarter, stronger, whatever you want to call it. And every time I've invested 10%, back in the day when I was making $30,000 a year, I would invest 10%. When I was making $40,000 a year, I'd invest 10% back into self-improvement. When I was making $50,000, $100,000, and onwards, always 10%. And I always got a 100% return on investment. It didn't matter how much, the more the better. It was the best investment I ever made. I've got money invested in multiple stocks and different savings and investments, but nothing has moved the needle more for me than investing in Michael McLean. And when I say investing, I mean buying books, subscribing to monthly newsletters, attending seminars, buying coaching programs, anything and everything that can help me be a better entrepreneur, a better husband, a better father, a better sports coach, a better community leader. Anything that can make me that 0.01% better every single day. And I love that stuff. I love personal, I love growing, I love learning, I love studying, I love learning new things every single day. So I have that abundance growth mindset from my mom and dad, and I've continued to nurture that by investing 10%, at least 10% of what I earn every single year right back in to my personal development. And it's interesting too, is I have easily spent over $1 million. It would be more than that, but that's a good ballpark figure into personal investment. All these different business seminars, marketing seminars, relationship coaching seminars, coaching programs, technology programs, thousands and thousands of books, newsletter subscriptions, you name it. If I feel it can make me better, I invest financially, and I invest my most important thing, my finite time, into it. So that's what, that quote, that subject line in this email means. It means that most people, 99% of people, when it comes to their goals and their dreams and their objectives in life, they're living, instead of living in reality, they're living in fantasy land. They're not applying the Napoleon Hill principle of accurate thinking. They want top 5% results. They want top 1% results in their life and their business, but they're not willing to invest top 1% or top 5%, whatever you want to call it, into those areas in their life. So their resources, their contacts, their networking, their vendors, their thinking, their behavior, their friends, their associates, their employees, everything in their world does not match up with that level of result that they want. They want to invade Russia, but they want to do it with an old pickup truck. The one thing I've learned about being involved in $30,000 masterminds in the past, and attending Tony Robbins Mastery Seminar in Hawaii, the more money I invested, Not only did the more money I invested, the more I paid attention, but it was the return on investment was even greater. Like the investment in being part of Bill Glazier and Dan Kennedy's $30,000 mastermind for the 2 years that I was a part of it, it hurt me to write that check. I mean, I didn't have $30,000 lying around. And I remember writing that check, and I wrote it 2 years in a row, and it just made me a more serious student. It just made me a more serious entrepreneur. It made me a more serious businessman because I had serious skin in the game. That was way more than 10% of what I was earning at the time. And I just remember the more I paid attention. But it also gave me a reality check that, listen, I said to my wife, Krista, at the time, I said, you know, I was in the insurance business running McLean Insurance, and we were growing the business 2x, 3x, 5x. And I wanted to enter the consulting and coaching business in the insurance niche specifically. And, you know, I want to make top 1% money. I want to write a book. I want to publish a newsletter. I want to be a speaker. I want to do one-on-one consulting, all these dreams and goals and ambitions that I had. And finally, it just dawned on me. And I was talking to Bill Glazier one day, and he said, Michael, because I was a member of his newsletter program, and I went to the super conferences. He said, Michael, unless you level up your associates, the people that you spend time with, unless you open the door and, you know, bring these type of people in, there's no chance of you achieving top 1%. It's that simple. It's like your resources and your contacts and all of that stuff, your knowledge, your behavior, and your thinking is at like a top 5% level. It's not at a top 1% level. So you're not going to be able to invade Russia with a pickup truck, was basically what he was saying. And it leads to frustration and sometimes anger and stress and anxiety when a businessman, as an example, is like, well, I want top 1%. I want to have it all, Michael. I want a marriage that's on fire. I want a special connection with my children. I want to get in the best physical and mental shape of my life. I want to, 10x my profits in the next year or two. I want to have total freedom. I want the personal sovereignty that you talk about, how you've built your world. And then the businessman will stop short of investing at that level. So there's only so much, a book can do. There's only so much that a video can do. But when I was immersed in those masterminds, it forced me to level up my game. It was like I was dropped into Pro Bowl, like the NFL All-Star game. It was like, holy shit, I better get my act together. I better start working even harder. I mean, there's nothing as motivating as fear and pain. So I was like, man, I got to raise my game in all areas of my life because I'm in a room with some kick-ass cleaners. These people are rainmakers. They're top 1%ers. You don't go in those rooms unless you're ready to bring your best game. So I felt that I had just, they pulled back the curtain and I was like a guy going to the Pro Bowl, or I was going to an all-star event. And man, did that change my thinking, which then changed my behavior, changed my habits, changed my mindset. And I never looked back because association is such a powerful force. So now I have the networking. I have those people that I've met through the years that I can pick up the phone and call or send an email to, and it saves me time and energy and money. Many of those people have visited Krista and I here at the lake and spent a few days each year. We've become good friends. We've become colleagues, associates. None of that would have happened if I didn't level up and invest even more, especially when I wanted to get to that 7-figure level. Dan Kennedy pulled me aside one time years ago, and he said, Michael, he said, you know, you're a solid six-figure earner. You're a solid six-figure earner. But he says, I think the thing you don't understand is that the difference between making six figures, you know, making 250,000 or 500,000 or even 750,000. He said the difference between that and making $1 million plus a year, he says, is night and day. It is night and day, you know, and basically he was saying, here you are trying to invade Russia in an old rusty pickup truck. And I was getting frustrated because I couldn't get past that level. I wanted to make seven figures in my coaching program. And I kept thinking to myself, why can't I do this? Well, association. I wasn't around the right people. I wasn't, you know, immersed in the right thinking. I hadn't taken my thinking and my behavior to that pro bowl level. And as soon as I invested, you know, the $30,000 for 2 years, I never looked back, because literally it was almost like, you know, you almost can't get away from it. Winning is contagious. People in masterminds like that and groups like that, they talk about winning, they talk about their successes, they talk about their standards and accountability. And that's exactly the reason that I'm launching a brand new mastermind this September, because I know the power of association. You know, I'm the average of the 5 people I spend the most time with. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I can predict your future. Just tell me your friends, show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. Show me the books you're reading, and I'll show you your future. Those are the 2 biggies. Who are you associating with? Who do you spend most of your time with? And what books are you reading right now? Give me those 2 things and show me those 2 things, and I can show you your future. Very, very, very simple. So that's where, you know, investment really pays off. The more I paid attention. So I'm starting this brand new 12-month mastermind, and it's for elite top 1% businessmen only, 15 guys, that's it. It's 50%, over 50% full right now. So if you're interested in applying, you need to do so at badasschampion.com. That's badasschampion.com. The link is below. You go there, you answer a few questions, and then if you qualify, you and I get on the phone and we talk about whether this is a good fit, whether I'm the right coach for you. Most of the time when I get these applications, I decide that I'm not the right coach, like almost 2 out of 3 times. And people find that surprising, because they're like, oh, well, if a person applies, they must get in. And I'm like, not really. Because I'm not everybody's cup of Crown Royal in terms of coaching. Like, for you to have a successful year in a program like this, you have to really embrace hard coaching. It's like, not every player wants to play for Coach Saban. Not every player wants to be a New England Patriot. Not every player wanted to win Stanley Cups in Montreal. Some players like to, you know, take the more leisure route. Some players don't work as well in demanding and accountability kind of environments. I mean, that's where I thrive. So we decide whether I'm the right coach. Like, do you want me in your life for the next 52 weeks starting in September? I mean, it's hard coaching, it's demanding. I do live trainings every week. Then we have 2 live events every 6 months. We have a live event in Naples. So you're going to be hanging out with, you know, 14 other elite businessmen. Is that your cup of coffee? And it's not for everybody. And then secondly, I have to decide whether you're the right fit too. Are you the type of person who's really committed to, you know, taking all areas of your life to the next level? Or are you satisfied at the level you're at? So these are the things we discuss, and that's the reason I have that short questionnaire. But badasschampion.com, and like I said, if you're a good fit and I'm a good fit, then we'll get on the phone and talk about it. But either way, remember to do what I do every day, which is make sure before the sun sets that you tell your wife and your children how much you love them and how much they mean to you. That is the most important thing that we're talking about each and every day. It's important that those people in your life know every day. Something as simple as leaving a Post-it note on the bathroom mirror, or slipping a note into a lunch, or leaving something on in a vehicle, but something that says, or just telling the person how much they mean to you and how much that you love them. That's absolutely the most important thing that we can be doing every day. So that's it for today. 2 words that change my life and 2 words that will change your life. Be relentless.